All right.
All right, I'm recording.
I am. Now I'm recording. Got the background music rocking. Let me link this over to the goddams.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to cue up the music.
Boo, 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 boo. Bee, boo, bee, boo. There we go. Mopar's Handmaiden. No one's changed that in a while, and I hope no one does. I like it.
Handmaidens.
Shit, that's not the correct link. There we go. I got this weird Superman crow thing going on. I don't like it. All right. You ready?
Sure.
Let us commence.
Good day, Galaxy. Back at it. Rogue Squadron. I am Mopar.
I am Commander.
We're a little nonchalant because we just got fucking what we were asking for the past year.
There's a lot to talk about, but Kenobi is right on the brain. So
Kenobi, yeah, a lot of good stuff. Looking at Kenobi, man, I'm fucking hyped. This is what I've been waiting for, regardless of the story. I mean, of course, anything with Kenobi's name on it, we're gonna be fucking hyped.
yeah,
But that trailer, teaser, whatever you want to call it, was just different. Different than everything else that they've put out.
So I heard. I guess we're diving right into this motherfucker. But I heard.
No, wait. Let's hold for a while.
Let's talk about Game of Thrones.
I see if there's some weather behind you.
Yeah. So I have. I've been picking up extra video work with our company. So I have a little station set up here in the living room, and I got my external hard drive and like Ethernet's plugged in and a whole bunch of shit. And I felt I'm transferring like 1 million files right now. So I felt dangerous moving it. So I'm sitting in the living room today. So here we are. And
Nice.
there's the outdoors behind me. The sun is setting. It's fucking too bad there's not two of them, or I'd be on Tatooine. Here we go.
It's actually probably a good thing there's not two of them, because then you'd be on Tatooine.
Exactly.
Yeah, when we lost an hour this past weekend, which sometimes it takes a minute to get over. I think with the warmth, the warm weather, I'm feeling okay with it. At least it's nice out. But if it was shitty out and we lost an hour, I'd be raging right now.
Yep. Yeah, we lucked out with like a 65-degree weekend last weekend. And then it snowed during the week, and then now it's like back to 60. So.
Yeah, and it's supposed to stay there. It's supposed to be just a fucking crazy solid for the next like 7 days. So,
are we out of full spring into real spring then?
No, this is false. The second false spring.
Second fall spring before the third winter.
Yep.
And then fourth pre-summer.
Fourth pre-summer.
Yeah, Ohio goes through the cycles. That's for sure.
I was just talking about that. Like, Ohio's a great state. Because we do get all the seasons, but all the seasons are.
There's no clean break.
Well, they're at an extreme, I guess. We don't get we can get mild summers, but a lot of times it'll get up mid to late high 90s at certain points. So winters can get pretty ferocious, and we can get into the negatives. So it's but it's nice because you get the real feel of like the spring and the fall in Ohio is like almost unbeatable.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's so nice. So.
That's what makes the 95-degree and 100% humidity worth it.
Yeah.
When it finally breaks in September and it's 60 out. Love it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Good
days.
Man.
All right. Welcome. Good day.
We're here.
I know we have Kenobi on the brain, but I will mention that I finally watched. You're gonna be mad because you think I'm say
it's not Spider-Man.
I finally got through. Dune.
Okay.
Which
I actually forgot about that movie, so
I want to
hear about it.
I'm gonna drop. Do you want me to do that first?
Yeah, well, because there's actually 3 important movies that were at the very end of last year that I wanted to see and I still haven't, and that's Dune, Matrix, and James Bond. I still haven't seen any of those.
Yeah. We'll start with Dune, and then once we get there, we'll just skip on over to Tatooine.
Dune takes place on Tatooine, though, doesn't
dude,
it?
Dune, so the way I had to watch it, unfortunately, because it's such a long movie, and it's not extremely long, but it's a good over 2.5 hours. It's a solid fucking movie.
Nice.
I had to do like 3 45-minute blocks. When I get time, I had to sit there and watch. So it was kind of broken up. So I didn't get all the dialogue. I missed some stuff. But even with all of that said, it's one of the most solid movies I've ever watched, ever.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
That's high praise.
I really felt, I guess because I had to watch it in that fashion, and I still felt completely immersed. I felt like it was a natural setting. I never questioned anything on screen. It just was like, it just felt so good. And there were such crazy, obvious things that George Lucas pulled from Dune.
Yep.
I mean, not just small things. Pretty much Star Wars is Dune. It's just in a weirder, goofier way.
I've heard, yeah.
And I mean, of course, I've got my podcast points, but I'll walk through this real quick. Let me break these screens up. Yeah, anything else? What have you heard anything? You know anything about Dune?
I got the book sitting over there. I haven't cracked it open yet.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just staring at me, and it's a fat book too. It's long,
yeah,
so it's
a
like
big one.
One of the most obvious ones on my shelf. It's like It by Stephen King and Dune are like the two thickest ones over there.
Thickest.
But
I will admit, I read probably the first like 5 chapters, and not that I was lost, but after watching the movie, I'm like, oh, the book's going to be so much better now because I can like the way because there's so much visually that's put together. Not only like obviously characters, but the tech and the way things work. And the planets and the surroundings and the beasts and stuff. You're like, when you formulate what you think it looks like and then you go see a movie, it's going to be like, well, that's not exactly what I fucking thought that was going to be.
And I would say I have a pretty good imagination, but for some reason when I read books, I have no trouble following everything, but I don't quite get the clear like visual picture of what things are supposed to be. I think that's one weird way. I love the Dark Tower series. I'm over staring at my books again just to see what's over there. But I love the Dark Tower, but that's one. There's so many weird things in there. And because it's like starts in the 80s and it's like Wild West, fantasy, sci-fi, it's like Lord of the Rings and Clint Eastwood movies like combined. It's such a weird amalgamation of everything. I'm like, I have trouble picturing it sometimes.
Yeah. No,
so
I feel it.
I wish there, I know there's like the Dark Tower movie, but that doesn't even come close to like the whole 7-book series and everything. But yeah, I know what you mean. And that's why Dune is still sitting over there collecting dust because I wanted to see the film first.
Yeah, it's, I just, I listened to a radio show back in Cleveland and they're not like the biggest nerds. So there's actually one dude that reminds me of Kerner. But it like without the nerdiness, just like he works out and he's a savage and that's what he thinks.
He just says savage and smoke show.
It is
fat asses all the time.
But he just said nothing really happened. And I was like, what? And as I was watching it, I'm like, there's so much happening on this screen. It may not be, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's not action filled because there's shit going on all the time.
It's supposed to be the first of 3 movies, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I heard.
I mean, it ends in a very obvious way. And you're like, oh, I didn't even realize there's only 15 minutes left. And we're like clearly at a pivot point. Yeah. But I'm going to walk through some of this.
Please.
It was thorough and well thought out. The universe itself. It was. Cool. So I put it's Star Wars meets Tremors with a dash of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And I don't mean that because I know Dune is prior to Star Wars, but it really just feels like a mash of that. And what I mean by dash of Game of Thrones is that there was a lot of family stuff, and like tribes and that sort, and they all clash. But also the realism and the violence and it's just like a more adult version of Star Wars.
Yeah,
which is what I've been fucking asking for, guys.
Right. There's just no force and lightsabers and shit.
Oh, there's some stuff. It's just like Game of Thrones. Like there are like some mystical stuff. For example, the kid that's in it, that the main kid is, I think it's called the Voice, but he's got like this thing, this power that he can like make people do it, but it's from his mother's bloodline. Okay. She's like a witch of some type. And then, so the whole thing is like bloodlines mate or basically get together to make a stronger bloodline. Like that's the only reason. Like there's no love involved.
Right.
Like it's just like, hey, you know, I'm this powerful witch. Let's get together with this guy who is a strong general
Game
or
of
whatever.
Thrones,
yeah, it's but yeah. Yeah. So there is like those aspects of mystical stuff, but it's not in like a childish way.
Right.
It's almost more political than childish. You can feel it. Mm-hmm. Like they did it for this reason. This is how the kid's going to use it. He should be training more. This is who he could become, and they kind of walk through all of that. It's fucking awesome, man. So I'm gonna walk through these kind of quick bullet points, and some of these are just literally one words, but
now you're gonna be hyped, man. Now I have to watch it.
Yeah, I'm hyped for everybody, and I 100%. If you guys are Star Wars fans and don't know anything about Dune, 100% watch it. It's fucking great. So try not to think of Star Wars. I'm gonna walk through some of these bullet points.
Do it.
Spice is like the main thing that happens.
Like the currency or drugs or what?
So there's a world that produces spice, which is I think used in so many different ways. But that's what's happening on that planet. So it's manufacturing the spice, and there are locals to the desert planet trying to prevent the spice production.
Okay.
So
that sounds about right.
Exactly. So spice, desert planet. There's a beast that's basically a Sarlacc meets a graboid from Tremors.
Yeah.
And borderline like crate dragon, like swims under the sand. It's right. That's exactly what it is. The tech and or the ships are basically Kashyyyk technology. Like it looks like. So one of the ships, for example, like one of their like helicopter style ships is actually looks like a dragonfly, and it's got wings that flap really hard.
Okay.
And it looks and flies just like a helicopter, but it's fucking epic. So it's got that like really, I don't even know,
nature kind of vibe.
Yes. It's like a
like
nature,
Avatar almost.
Yes. It's like
not
nature meets
color, but
meets technology. It's like that mesh, and that's what it makes me think of Kashyyyk. Because it's all made out of wood, but
that's the exact kind of thing where, like, if I read that in the book, I would have no idea how to picture it. But I'm sure in the movie it looked fucking sweet.
It looks fucking. They were
a dragonfly helicopter. I would be like, that seems weird.
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, okay, cool. Let's fucking get this going. So the witches aspect, like they're I don't even want to call them witches, but there is like a bloodline of special beings that the mother's a part of. That this kid, whose name is Paul.
Nice. Bet you were totally immersed then.
I have no idea. And he's got the voice. There's healing baths. I even put here again native sand people.
Okay.
Different family tribes. There's an emperor.
Did the planet used to be covered in water?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Honestly, that could be something. But there is an emperor controlling the galaxy.
Okay.
This kid Paul could be, quote, the one. So we're talking about, again, a goddamn chosen one.
Always.
Wow.
Yep.
Breaking new ground there, Copernicus.
Goddamn Nostradamus over here.
Nostradamus. Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of like your setting. But I said the acting was great. Even like Goldberg is in it, and Jason Momoa. The kid, I don't even call him a child actor because he's probably 15. 15 to 20. I don't know. He's one of those like younger, like Tom Holland style. Like he could be 30. I don't fucking know.
Right. You have no clue. Wait, is it Goldberg or is it fucking Dave Bautista?
It is Dave Bautista. I was wondering. Yeah, you're right.
He's a savage. Right. Doesn't he and Jason Momoa have a showdown?
No.
Don't they duel? I feel like I saw that in like a trailer. I don't remember.
Yeah, they might have. Jason Momoa's character is kind of like the friendly soldier to Paul, the chosen one. So he goes off and fights some battles and comes back and he's like, Paul, this was fucking fun. I defended our family, blah, blah, blah.
That sounds like him.
Yeah, it's pretty much him.
That does kind of sound like how Aquaman talks. So I believe you.
I put 2-word description of this whole thing. I put epically believable. Everything they threw on in front of me, I was like, You know, I'm so like in this that I didn't question a fucking thing. There was some stuff that popped up on, and I was like, "What? Okay, cool. Let's fucking do this." But it wasn't like beyond anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they showed the Emperor guy. He's a little weird, but what Emperor isn't? You know?
Yeah, it's not just like a dude in a big robe.
Yeah. There's the tech in there. It just kind of happens, and you go with it. The shields are another thing. So like a natural shield, you think ray shields, for example. It's just like a dome around you, essentially, or even the battle droids. These shields are like activated by like a wrist thing, and they like flutter, almost like a different color. God, like 3D coloring. So it's a weird.
Like phases in and out or something?
Yeah. Well, when you hit it, it kind of flutters. Like there's different layers to the...
Okay. And it's like invisible until you hit them?
Well, yeah. So it's somewhat looking like a bubble, but until you hit it, and then you see it like breaking up the attack. It's a very cool... Yeah, nice. I could talk all day about this, guys, and I zoned out for 35 minutes of the fucking movie, and I still was like, this is fucking awesome.
That's good to hear, especially because this is your first interaction with it, really.
Yeah, outside of the 5 chapters that I read, so I already knew that like there was a chosen one. I knew there was this family that was moving to this desert planet. So the family originates from this like thriving planet. The Emperor says, "Hey, you guys did so good there. Go over here to this problem planet and produce this spice." Mm-hmm. And they say, "Okay," and then that's where everything kind of just slides downhill because first of all, the natives hate everybody who's producing spice because it's their fucking land.
Right.
And then, emperors get involved.
Familiar.
Yeah.
So Lucas stole everything from Dune, but where did Dune steal everything? Fucking ancient Greeks or something.
From Rogue Squadron.
How far back does it go? Yeah, you think there was so if the theory about like the giant, cataclysm that wiped out all the civilizations like 12,000 years ago, before all that happened, you think there's like somebody back then wrote like the very first version of Star Wars way back in the day, chosen one, farm boy, desert planet.
Epic of Gilgamesh, yeah.
Actually, so it all goes back to there. Lucas stole everything from Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Well, just to think, I knew Dune was an older novel, but to think that it was 1965 with all of this like crazy 60s. Technology.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think if it was written in the 60s and there was like the space race in the 60s, right. Maybe it was just of the times, but
actually being made today, I'm sure it doesn't feel like that at all. It's kind of a stand the test of time type of deal.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the ratings are. Okay, not bad, not like great. Maybe it's just not for everybody. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 84, IMDb 8 out of 10.
I mean, not everything can be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I just feel like it was in my fucking vein, dude. It was like right what I was looking for. It's unfortunately, this is going to sound worse than I mean it. It's kind of what I've wanted Star Wars to be. Take it a little more seriously, take it more adult. It doesn't need to be goofy every corner. Like there is that they can live in an area of Star Wars media. But like I wanted like this Kenobi. This feels more dire, more everything's fucked. We lost. They even say it at the Kenobi says it at the beginning of the fucking teaser.
Yeah.
We lost.
Did you just say Quinobi?
Quinobis.
Quinobi.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to bump that up to the top of my list then. I still haven't seen Dune. There's another one that reminds me of that. It's not a movie. It's a limited series. It's on Apple. It's called Foundation by Isaac Asimov. I'm sure you've probably heard of it at some point. He's like one of the OG science fiction writers. When did the Foundation book come out? I wonder if that was before or after Dune. I'm going to look real quick. Foundation series. No. I got to check. 1951. Okay. Yeah, so like there's a lot of sci-fi authors and stuff that all draw inspiration from this Isaac Asimov guy. But it sounds like a similar kind of deal. But another one where like I was into sci-fi back in the day and I was like picking up a bunch of books from like half-price books and people were like, you have to check out this guy. But I couldn't get into the book because it's from 1951. I just like couldn't quite, I don't know, it wasn't doing it for me. So if I watch the show, it should be the same vibes you're getting from Dune. At least I hope so. So that's on my list as well.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things to watch, man. Too many things to watch.
Chad, and here's Batista is meant to have a much larger role in the next Dune film. By the way, I always mispronounce her name. Zendaya.
I think it's Zendaya, Spider-Man's
Zendaya.
girlfriend.
She is. So there's another thing that ties into fucking Star Wars. So Paul, quote, the chosen one, has dreams.
Okay.
And they kind of more or less to tell him the future or a possible future.
Right.
But part of his dreams, as soon as the family learns that they're going to be moving to this desert planet, he starts having dreams of this girl.
Okay.
So, and that's who Zendaya is. So, but you don't get to really see her much. You don't get to see her much until closer to the end. So there was an obvious okay, we're here. Clearly, there's going to be another movie or two.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel not fulfilled for it being
it wasn't
kind of
a bad cliffhanger or anything.
No. It was okay. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to do. Make
Shit,
it
it's a fan, man.
Make it a complete film, but also kind of leave you on the edge for more.
Exactly.
So.
No, I no joke, 10 out of 10. I'm excited to sit down and actually watch it 100% all the way through. Damn,
dude. Now you got my brain stirring.
I was really happy with it, man. The one thing I will mention that I didn't pay attention to at all was the score, which I feel bad, but there was so much to look at and so much happening. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to follow along.
Just soak it in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of soaking it in, did you see Batman yet?
No.
All right. I want to go on a rant about that as well, but I shan't because I know you're going to see it soon, so I'll wait. I wanted to check really quick who did the music for Dune. Oh, it was Hans Zimmer. Surprise.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice it, that's because Hans didn't want you to notice it.
Oh yeah, man, that's how he always does it. Yeah.
This film score is silent, just for the impact, just for dramatic effect. It's gonna be quiet.
Yeah, man.
That's good to hear. Well, stay on a high of really good movies and go see Batman.
Oh, so are you saying something about Batman without saying something?
I'm just saying it was good. I'm not gonna do any plots and
stay on a high of the
shit.
Best things ever.
Stay on a high. I mean, it will probably. Well. It won't leave you on an emotional high because it's a very dark film, but
yeah,
it is really good.
I watched I think it was an Instagram reel. This guy says, they starts with the first 1989 Batman. He's like, now a dark look at, Batman. Yeah. And then he goes to the next one. And he's like, now an even darker look.
Grittier look. Yeah.
Grittier. And then he goes to the next one. An even darker, grittiest. And then they're like, the new one's like, oh, it's just
everyone's
hell.
Dying.
It's hell.
Yeah, this is hell, Terry. I'm in hell.
Terry.
Yeah, it just well, as they take more and more chances, just in cinema at large, then every interpretation of Batman is just going to get worse and worse. I don't mean in a quality sense. I mean in Gotham is horrible, and why does the city still exist?
Yeah.
It does really get you thinking, though. You want to just blow this fucking thing up and start over.
Yeah,
just move to it. Is not fun.
Bruce Wayne, just move. Just move to a different
river, dude.
Jesus,
you could pay to pick up everybody and go to some unsettled place out west and just start a new town. You could afford that. You could have everybody in Gotham move with you and start a brand new town.
Yeah,
but you won't.
Wait a second. Witch Hunter comes flying in here and mentions something about he hasn't slept since
was fucking around.
That image of Vader was released.
Yeah, I saw they did.
I didn't see it.
So if we're jumping into Kenobi, why don't you go and pull it up?
What am I searching? Kenobi Vader?
Just do Kenobi Entertainment Weekly Vader, something like that. So I think it was the morning of the day that the trailer came out. They released all of the entertainment. I think it was Entertainment Weekly. I don't know if it's Variety or whatever the fuck all these magazines are. But they released all the images except for one. And then after the trailer came out, they dripped that last one out of Vader. I'm gonna pull up here
you know what it looks like?
Memory.
It just reminds me of what he was in. This has to be his castle.
Reminds you of Rogue One, is what you're going to say?
Rogue One, Vader's castle, healing back to motherfucking.
Uh-huh. He's got to prep before he goes on the hunt, dude.
Mm.
So you think we're gonna get? I mean, I guess we can just dive into this point if we're not going to talk about Batman or Spider-Man.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
it's time. Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm just gonna keep this page open and just look at all these images while we're.
So
Kenobi
throws all the teaser trailer that we got threw so much at us. I'm just saying, like from a fanboy, from a fan standpoint.
Yep.
Like if you paused it at any point, you could look around and be like, "Oh, that's from here. That's this person. That's from over here," which is nice. But that wasn't the point to all that. It was, this is what's happening in front of us. It wasn't the focus. It's just happening in that world. You know what I'm saying? There's a tweak there.
We're going down the fan service conversation, aren't we?
No, we're leaving it there. I just
but it's all in service of the greater story, right?
That's it, and that's the difference.
When Kenobi's involved, that's the difference.
When Kenobi's the only thing that matters from here on out.
There could be every fan service you've ever seen before, and as long as you get to stare at Evan McDonald again, it doesn't matter.
Evan Mac and Cheese.
Let's talk about Vader first, I guess. Like, so Hayden's back, and we knew that, but what do you think his? This is our favorite thing to do, is like just fucking theorize and explore. What do you think he's going to be up to?
He's going to be
Hayden
pressuring.
Is back. Is that all going to be flashback stuff with Hayden?
No, he's going to be.
They just wanted Hayden to be in the suit.
Vader is going to be pressuring the Inquisitors to find the Jedi, and one of the Inquisitors is going to get on the trail of Kenobi, and Vader's going to catch wind and say, "Fuck off! I'm taking this one.
This one's mine." Yeah,
and that's exactly what we're going to watch play out.
Interesting.
How did you feel? Oh, I'm jumping all around.
That's okay.
Not only did I call this, but it was nice to see. How did you feel about seeing like 10-year-old Luke pretending to fly on that?
That was cool. Yeah, and it's nice that they're just like, it's in the teaser. It's like he's going to be there.
He's right there.
Obi-Wan's going to take a peek at him. Like, they're not going to hide him, and it's not going to be some big reveal. It's like he's there. He's 10.
It was. I'm so happy with that they're exactly what you said. Yeah. Let's not hide this because this isn't a big reveal. He's right fucking there.
Right.
This is the whole point that Obi-Wan's on this goddamn dead planet is to watch this fucking kid. So, yes, let's just show him and get him out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. Little
Man.
baby Luke. So, now back to my question. You didn't answer it. So, Vader's going to be doing some shit. We know that. I'm wondering how big Hayden Christensen's role is going to be. Because if they went out of their way to cast him, I have to imagine we're going to see his face. Like, they wouldn't just cast Hayden just to have him wear the goddamn suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's he going to be doing?
Killing. Doing what Vader does best. He's just going to murder it all. Everything that is in front of him that's not been cut in half, that's his to-do list. Anything in front of me that's still whole.
Yeah, everything that's still whole is going to need half today. Add that to my fucking diary.
Yeah, I just, like we were discussing on the last episode, if you bring Vader in, where's that line? Do you tease Tarkin? Do you put the Emperor in? Like, because fortunately and unfortunately, Vader ties to everything. You could put anything on screen now. If Vader's going to be not only an active part, not only in it, but an active part.
Yeah.
There's so much in front of us. Because this is, let me ask you this, because this is how far we can go. What if Vader, we see a flashback with Padme?
That's where I was going.
What if, dude, what if we hear Padme's voice? Because Vader's thinking about Padme still.
Yeah.
What if we hear Ahsoka's voice? What if we see Ahsoka? I mean, it's unlimited. That's the good thing about Vader is he does tie to everything, but then where does that line? Are we going to see Tarkin? Are we going to see Palpy? Are we going to see some other fallen Jedi? Are we going to have flashbacks? Where does this go?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What if flashbacks?
Sorry, I get really excited.
I can tell. I love it.
What if now that Anakin has become Vader, he doesn't dream of the past because he is his full, powerful self. Now he starts dreaming of the future, and he starts, thinking about, oh, well, Kylo Ren. Some future issue. You know what I'm saying? Because
more visions.
Yes, more future visions. Yeah,
always. Yeah, I think we'll be getting flashbacks, not so much as, well, we'll be getting them in the form of Vader being tortured by himself, and all that internal conflict that we've seen in comics and in like the Darth Vader novel and everything. I think we'll finally be seeing that in live action. I think that'll probably be Hayden's main reason for being there, is like portraying that horrible, horrible reality of what he did. And he's not with Padme anymore, and he's going to just be having PTSD like left and right.
Yeah.
That's got to be his main thing.
Well, you got to remember, this is called Kenobi, not Vader.
Well, yeah, but with just a little bit of that. It's going to feel intense as hell, but we're just going to get like a couple scenes. Because going back to what you were asking about, like Tarkin and Palpatine and all that stuff, like the Inquisitors have to be the main villain.
Yeah.
And Vader is just like the little treat. You know what I mean? Like he was not the main focal point of Rogue One, but he was the nice eye candy that shows up and like stole the show.
Right.
That's his best role. I mean, we're not going to see Vader like right away. So he's got to just be sitting back there, and the Inquisitors are fucking things up, and he's like, "I'll do it my fucking self. Here we go." Whoosh.
Yeah. Well, it literally could be. It could be what we see in Fallen Jedi or Fallen Order. The end, where you watch the Inquisitors the entire time until they fail or fuck up.
Yep.
Then Vader comes in and does it himself.
Gotta decapitate some girl.
But it is nice. I mean, it still makes sense in my head because we know Vader can get the job done, but he can't be everywhere all at once. So he's like, Inquisitors, go hunt, kill the ones that you can.
Right.
If you can't, I'll step in and I'll fucking make it happen. So it's nice to have that like spider web of, support.
Bring me all the warm leads, please.
Kill most of them. Leave a couple for me.
You do all the cold calls and then let me fucking close it. Yeah, man. What do you think about the Inquisitors' appearances?
It looks terrible, but I.
Well, I'm glad we're not beating around the bush.
No,
It's just the one that looks terrible to me.
Look, I'm not even gonna harp on it because that was like the one oddball thing, and it's, even though I do think he looks goofy as fuck and it's bad, it doesn't piss me off. It's fine. Whatever. I can get over it. It's a visual. Like who cares? But yeah, if you're gonna ask me exactly what you said, what did you think of XYZ? No, it looks bad. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
But it
only bothers me because I can't remember the name of that species, but we've had that on screen before.
Yeah.
So like we know what it's supposed to look like or what it has looked like in live action. It's not like they're bringing Cad Bane into live action for the first time. So everyone's a little iffy on the appearance, blah, blah, blah. We've actually had one of these mofos in there before. But yeah, whatever, man. I don't care. I've never loved the Inquisitors anyways. Like it's a cool like role for the Empire. I've never like, with them being portrayed in Rebels and everything, I've never really like loved it. I'm failing to remember the name of the main villain from Fallen Order, but she was probably like the coolest of the Inquisitors that I saw. She actually had like some backstory to her.
Yeah, she was a fallen Jedi, which is cool because I don't think, well, where does that line? I don't know. Like, are most of them fallen Jedi? Because from my point of view, I feel like 9 out of 10 are just strictly trained as Inquisitors. They're not fallen Jedi.
Yeah, but how long does it take to be trained? And when did Palpatine start this program of Inquisitorius?
Dude, it's overnight. You get shocked a fuck ton, and then you start listening.
It's like steroid. They just put some Force steroids in you. Like, I have the Force now.
Do my bidding because I control everything. That's the rule. There's only one rule. Do it the fuck I say.
Do the fuck I say.
Yeah, Trillith. Thank you, Shinobi.
Trillith. Thank you.
Trilla. Yeah.
Trilla. Palpatine might show up. I don't know. I wouldn't count on it.
I still feel like the best way to do it, whether it's Palpatine or Tarkin, is just have a real quick transmission with Vader. If Vader's going to be involved, have literally film it from the back of the transmission. We know it's Tarkin talking. We see the back of his CGI head, but we see Vader's face. He says, "Vader, get this fucking done," and it zips out, and then we're still staring at Vader. Fucking beautiful. Hey, JJ, whoever needs to sign me up, do what whoever's in charge
JJ's
of
not
this
in
shit.
control anymore.
I'm telling you, that
But yeah.
would be beautiful.
Bro could have done one line while he was filming episode 9, and they just kind of stashed it on the hard drive, and they're just like, say a bunch of like Palpatine style shit. We'll just throw it into Kenobi.
Yeah,
that could have worked. As far as your original comment about it feeling different than Mando and Boba Fett, was it originally supposed to be a film, and they turned it into a series? Because I've heard,
feels like.
Well, I've heard people saying that, like, and that they're like, kind of that's why it looks so different. That's why it looks so good. Is because like it was getting that film level quality treatment. They repurposed it into a series, but it was kind of being treated from the ground up like a more, I guess, serious high budget project or whatever.
But you know what? What we get is something that's taken as seriously as a film should be.
I hope so.
Sorry, saying it, because this is how this is. This is really hyping me up because of what we've gotten. Everything feels built for a series. So you have those throwaway episodes. You have some of that stuff that's not like, it's still fun, guys. Of course, but we haven't had this level of like, I don't even know what you call it. Like there is that difference. Quality. Is it quality?
It is.
It's just treated. They're different. It's a different.
It is a different medium.
It's a different. They're like different structures of storytelling.
Yeah.
A series, you have so much time to fill. There's so much screen time, so you can dance around it a little bit more, quite a bit more, 10 times as more.
I feel like there's not, man.
Around a series?
Like, technically, yes, there is. I get it. You get 10 hours instead of 3. But 10 hours to tell it a longer story arc is still not that much time. Like, they could easily get away with not having those filler episodes. And they could get a lot done, and we could get a lot more out of the story, you know. But
yeah.
So this means that hopefully that Andor should be the same type of show, because when we saw the little featurette, the only thing we saw about that show so far, the little featurette about it's like this is being treated like a movie. We got a whole art department and miniatures and all this shit. So hopefully it'll feel the same way.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't want to start like scrapping for excuses, but. Maybe they were cut short on time for Boba Fett, and they had to put stuff together, and they made it work. You know, I don't know. Well, and the focus was always on Kenobi and Andor because that stuff's been sitting there on a shelf for so long. But to create a film-like series, I imagine it takes a long fucking time. It's a lot of screen time, dude.
Well, here's the question is, do you want like over the course of like 5 years of Star Wars? Do you want like 4 series that are amazing, or do you want 4 series that are amazing and like 8 series that are really, really good? Because that's
4 series. I want the shorter, better,
less, higher quality. But because we saw with the way that they shoot Mando and Boba Fett with that big old virtual stage thing, it is a different vibe, but it allows them to shoot whenever, wherever they want. And they can get stuff done way faster.
They can pump stuff out, quite a bit.
Yeah,
faster.
Exactly. So, like, if they hadn't developed that technology, then COVID happened. Like, we might not have gotten any Star Wars for like 2 years.
But is it weird that like it's obviously new technology?
Only in some parts.
True. And
to be honest, I kind of wish I didn't watch that featurette.
Yeah.
Because now sometimes when I'm watching the show, I'm just like, oh, I can tell when they actually, built the structure for it versus, oh, that's all just, virtual background on the stage. But whatever.
Yeah, it's that prequels-esque stuff where it's like the actors don't get to interact with their surroundings. Like, just pretend you're in some sand. So just kind of like squint because there's sand in your eyes. You're like, okay.
Trip because it's hard to walk in sand.
Fall down.
Storm's coming up, Annie. You better go home quick.
And curse the sand. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what happened to the chase scene in Boba Fett. That's why that one's so weird, because it's like not like you have an entire city street that's built that you can chase people down. You have to you got like 20 feet, and then you got to turn around and do it again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm fucking hyped, dude. Dune has me on a high, and then I rewatched the Kenobi trailer right before we started recording, and it's just you know what? Dune made me okay with being back on Tatooine again.
This is the last time, though. listen, this is the last time.
There's a warning. I'm throwing out the warning.
Boba Fett season 2, you can do the recap on Tatooine, but then get him somewhere new.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have it anymore. No more sand, please.
I didn't even mention that. So the big beasts in Dune are literally tremors. If you touch the ground, they like feel the vibrations.
Yeah.
So it's literally the threat of the worms, I think they're called. It's literally tremors. So you just have to like get to the high ground or get into the city or something like that. It's kind of goofy.
Don't they have like ships or anything? They just float?
Well, you fly over them. You got the dragonfly eyes. Dragon.
Yeah. Where are we? Has Dune been in pop culture before besides the novel? Like there's never been any other iteration of it, has there?
Yeah. 1984, they did a Dune movie.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of those things that I don't really ever know about.
I guess you're right. I thought it might, 1984. But you got to imagine how weird that might be.
Right, just like that old animated Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen, but I assume is not good. But I don't know. I don't know.
The other side note, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that Poe Dameron's in it.
Ooh. Speaking of Poe Dameron, doesn't Moon Knight come out like tomorrow? Hold, please. It's got to be soon. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day this week.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God, dude. I can't find it in my goddamn right now. I made
Is Moon Knight a TV series?
Yep.
Yes, it sure is. I'm so far behind in my entire life. We probably mentioned it 100 times. I don't know why.
We did talk about it.
I pictured Moon Knight as just a movie.
I did it when I saw the trailer. I was like, "This is going to be a sweet movie. When does it come out?" And then it said streaming on Disney Plus.
God, I completely blanked on that.
Okay, so we got a couple weeks. It's March 30th is Moon Knight, but next week the Halo TV series comes
Jesus,
out. There's a lot of dude. Keep the high with Dune going. I'm telling you, you go from Dune, watch Batman, watch Spider-Man. All these things are going to be amazing.
Yeah,
Moon Knight, that'll take you up to Kenobi. We're going to be on a high. This is going to be a good year.
Yeah.
For show.
I don't know.
Sorry, you just did the 1 ear off thing. I thought you were checking.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got to ride this high. But, yeah, I got to figure it out. Also, I told you I finished Succession weeks ago, I think. Didn't I?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we finished that weeks ago.
What do you think of the end?
It was delicious.
Fuck.
I will say, like, the third season, it does feel like they're pulling a little bit, like the storylines. It feels a little bit forced, but I'm still on board because I love the characters. So
yeah, that's what I was saying when you were talking about it a couple episodes ago. I would need to rewatch it because I think I felt like that through the season 2 for the first time as well.
Yeah,
and once I rewatched it, it was like, that wasn't there anymore. So, yeah, dude. It did not go the way let's talk about Succession spoilers just briefly, but you come off the high of season 2 finale where Kendall is finally like takes control. He's like, fuck you, Dad. All this shit is fucked up. The company's horrible and I'm going to take over now. And then, so I'm expecting season 3 to just be like a joyride of like Kendall crushing it.
Yeah.
But it quickly goes the other direction.
He fucking stubs his toe.
I was not expecting that.
Every episode he stubs his goddamn toe and you're like, dude, just get your shit together. You have your dad's balls in a vice grip, and you just like are fucking it up left and right. Yep. I mean, your dad knows what the fuck to do, but you saw the fear in his dad's eyes, and you're like, dude, you did it. You're there.
Right.
He respects you because of how pissed he is.
Yep.
But then everything comes crumbling down. You're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now, I will say that how it ended with Tom, I was like, oh,
dude, right? It was so hard to stay quiet when you were like, I don't get Tom Wamsgans.
I still don't. 99% of Tom, I'm like, I like him, but he is annoying. I just don't like.
Yeah.
His character is annoying.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be, and he is. So it's like,
yeah.
So they hit it right, but yeah. That's a heavy series. Everybody should watch Succession. It's a great show.
Yeah. Then you got to take a break from it for a little bit and come back, whatever.
God, I've been itching to watch Game of Thrones again, but that's a goddamn 3-year investment.
I've been feeling that a little bit as well. Once I get involved with that, though, I'll be like I want to read all the books again, and I'll go down a whole rabbit hole. And I would prefer to just kind of wait until, dude, is the 6th and 7th book coming out ever? No one knows. It's been 11 years, I think. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole until, I'm ready to finish the series. And we don't know, because George R. R. Martin's been writing Elden Ring, the new Dark Souls game. I don't know what the fuck he's doing with Game of Thrones right now. If you want to, that's what you can do, actually, if you want to continue your high.
Yeah.
Start playing the Elden Ring.
Oh, man.
There's no the. It's just Elden Ring.
Remember water parks?
Yeah.
Kenobi, man.
Kenobi's
it's happening.
The nostalgia sprint.
It's happening.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm hyped. The music got me really, really interested, but
that's
one of the big things.
That's 75% music. That's 75% of the hype.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
As we get to hear it all again.
Now about the series itself, who am I kidding? I'm going to see it the second that it comes out, but I will stay cautiously excited, if that makes sense. Because you never know what they're going to do, dude. You never know.
Yeah, man. I'm fucking over it. Dune just has punched me in the face, and it's just like, it's so good. I'm excited to rewatch it like all the way through.
Do it.
Which sounds dumb. I just rated it a 10 out of 10, and it was like over a full week.
Well, that's the sign of a good movie.
Poe Dameron was solid.
He's a great actor, man.
Yeah, he plays the father.
The father.
The father.
He was in something else recently that I'm blanking on. But no, he's a great actor. Yeah, dude, Moon Knight. I'm ready, man. There's so much good stuff coming out.
I don't even know anything about Moon Knight. I know
ancient Egyptian stuff.
Oh, I'm for it. Okay.
Exactly. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to know. Kevin Bacon's in it.
What?
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I Google Star Wars, and then like 30 news articles come up. Qui-Gon Jinn's going to be, Darth Maul's going to be in. Oh, Daisy Ridley. Oh, you're like, dude.
Oh, someone did say in the chat that like Ray Park filmed for it, but it got cut or something.
Who fucking knows, man? I don't. They could
be.
Anymore.
They could be saying that to just throw you off the trail,
Right. Who knows? Inquisitor's going to be in it. I have an appreciation for the Inquisitors now that I played all the way through Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm here.
I don't know, man. Anything else going on? Or you playing Elden Ring? Let's hear about this shit,
dude. It's being hailed as like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, one of the best games of all time.
I've watched a lot of reels of people playing it. Classic pissed, falling off random cliffs that you're just trying to move out of the way because it's open world. But
it's Dark Souls, man.
It's Dark Souls Skyrim.
It does the best that Dark Souls has ever done, and it adds like the new open world element, and it adds a couple things to make it a little more accessible. Like, it's still brutal. It'll punish the fuck out of you, but there are a couple things, like a new gameplay elements that make it a little more accessible for brand new players. Mm-hmm. But this is how they screw with you, because like you get into the open world, and if you just follow the main path and go to like where like the first area is, you meet like the boss that you're supposed to fight like third or fourth. So if you're not paying attention or like exploring, you go to that boss first, and you're just beating your head against the wall over and over and over again, and it will just punish you because you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
So things like that, where they still are pretty brutal, but the co-op is good, and then they've added some summons, not co-op summons, but like phantom summons to help. So you can use that for boss fights and everything, which makes it a little easier. So
is there like a main
to Souls, you're good.
Is there like a main storyline that you can follow, but you can just branch off, do whatever the fuck, or is it still pretty linear?
Well, no, you can. It's not linear at all. You can kind of.
Oh, that's what you're saying. You can go wherever you want, but you'll just get punished if you go the wrong way.
There's even like side paths. So like you could, like if you're speed running or whatever, you could cut to like the third main area and like fight that boss first if you know what you're doing and you're not going to get screwed by him. But no, so it's not totally linear. and there is a story, but just like the other Souls games, it's not like we're going to play the story out for you. It's like you have to talk to people and like read the item descriptions and everything to kind of get the lore. So it's not like it's not in your face, and that's typical for Souls, which is cool. So like I'm there's a YouTuber that I always follow who kind of like breaks down area by area and like talks about the lore. So I've just been watching that like on the side. But it's good, man. It's fun.
Man. That's awesome. I'm excited.
It punishes you. It's crazy. You get used to the enemies and like you know all their moves and you got a good loadout and you feel comfortable about it. And then just when you think like you're gonna just steamroll through this area, like a fucking rat will come out of nowhere and just knock you off a cliff. Like
a rat.
Dude, it's the craziest things. It will just knock you right back down to earth. It's fucking awesome.
Right when you're on your dune high.
Exactly.
Like, well, goddamn pterodactyls.
Forgot about the damn dude. And there's this has always been one of the most interesting parts about it is that there's a lot of like typical fantasy stuff, like medieval and like gothic architecture, magic, dragons, all that kind of stuff. But there's also like horror elements, and there's so many parts of it that are just terrifying and just weird, creepy. Well, like you were talking about, that game Blasphemous is the same kind of deal.
Oh, yeah.
Just like demented enemies, and oh god, there's just so many parts where like you're just like sneaking through and you don't even want to like go through the door because you can like hear fucking horrible enemies on the other side. So there's a lot of creepy parts of it too, which is good, which is fun. So yeah, I'm excited for you to try it out,
man. So good.
I encourage anyone, if you love Souls, and you'll love this. If you've never played Souls before, this is the best one to start with, I guess.
Nice. Yeah, I've dabbled. That's the deepest I've gone in any Dark Souls. I played the first one probably 10 hours. Decent amount. You know, I got places, opened a bunch of shit up, and it was looping back around. The map itself was looping back around several times, so it was all pretty open. But yeah, it's just one of those. It's a fucking grind. That's the name of the game, man. You get through it. None of it's going to get easy. It just keeps getting harder.
Yes, that is accurate. But in this one, at least, because it's open world, you have things to keep you interested while you're grinding. Yeah, it's not like if you feel like you need to level up before a boss, you don't have to just do the same fucking hallway like 20 times. Like,
right.
You can go to a completely different area, go down to the beach, go to this cave, go to this mine, whatever. So there's a lot of variety.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Nice, man.
It's fun. I hope you dive in.
I have it. I downloaded it. It's all ready. It's ready to go.
Saw you playing Minecraft.
Pack my bags. Oh yeah, man. I'm jumped back on that. We've had it's just been crazy for the past like month straight, and the next month is going to be crazy too.
Yep.
And we finally had a weekend that I was just like, you know what? I don't even want to start a new game. I just want to zone out and build or go mining. So
yep.
That's a perfect game that we can both play and just zone out. But
yep, I know exactly what you mean.
Sorry. Yeah.
No. Well, that's where you can. That's the cool thing too. Is like, even in Elden Ring, like if you want to zone out, I'll just go back to like one of the first areas and lay my summon sign down and just get summoned to help people fuck up these bosses. And it's the same kind of deal. It's just like, you're replaying those early parts again. It's just you kind of zone out, enjoy the scenery and everything, and just level up.
Yeah.
So. Everyone so do it. Everyone join.
Watch Dune. Watch Dune.
Watch Kenobi trailer on repeat.
Watch Kenobi. Oh.
Get fucked. Play Elden Ring.
Are you doing anything in like actual? Crabs. Are you doing any actual preparation for Kenobi? Like rewatching any Star Wars?
It kind of gets me in the prequels spirit. I feel like I definitely want to rewatch those and maybe like A New Hope.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I outside of Boba Fett and Mando, I haven't watched a lot of Star Wars recently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to like ramp up to it, or if I'm gonna, the day it comes out, we'll watch the premiere, and then I'll just get like totally balls deep in Star Wars, and I'll watch the prequels like before the next episode or something. I don't know. I might not. I don't know, dude. We'll see. I don't know how long is Elden Ring supposed to be. I might be playing that shit until June.
Months.
I heard it's like 100 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I heard it's like 100 hours. Yep. My wife's looking over at me like I'm crazy. She's
It's
so
just
sick
gonna
of
take-
hearing it.
It's gonna take years, man. That's it.
I'll be playing it until my daughter graduates.
Hopefully,
I'll be playing it until Elden Ring 2 comes out. I know that much.
I'll still be playing Skyrim and KOTOR 20 years from now. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, it will be.
It doesn't end.
It
It just restarts.
Yeah.
Because by the time you beat it, you're gonna want to create a different character.
Oh, 100%. I already got to like one of the parts where you can do like a reset and like respec your character out. Yeah, but yeah, I know you can do strength, you can do dex, dual wield, magic, faith, luck. It's a bunch of shit. So,
Luck.
yeah, you just like get all the items in the world.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I know that was kind of a shorter episode, but it was all Kenobi, man. Kenobi and Doom, man. So fucking hyped.
Yeah, it's okay to do a shorter one once in a while. What? I mean, yeah. As soon as you catch Spider-Man and Batman, we can jam on those. Excited to talk about that, and then.
Well, what's accessible is 007.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll catch that. I can just buy that and watch it.
Okay. And you still haven't seen The Matrix either?
No, that's another one I think I can just buy and watch because that's like 4 or 5 months old already. So that's all available digitally. Yeah. The issue is I bought Spider-Man 2 months ago, and now it's still like, hey, by the way, you can't watch it yet. Nope, not yet.
Trying to rake in some more popcorn sales, man. Chill out.
That's it.
You'll be. It'll be worth the wait, though. That's for sure. And then Doctor Strange is, I guess, it's about the same time as Kenobi, so it's in May. Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to that. Speaking of prep for something, make sure you watch. Well, do what you want, but if you want to watch the What If cartoon, I would recommend checking that out before you get to Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
so that'll be fun.
Kenobi,
looking forward to all the nerd stuff going on.
Yay!
Yay! What a time to be a fan.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
294. Good night. Stop. Boom, boom, bing, bing, barrel, barrel, barrel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We love you.